ladies and gentlemen. We're back at the mix table. Tyrone, how are you feeling today?
Doing pretty good, man. I'm actually kind of parched a little bit. What you got to drink over there?
So I'm sipping on a little water, but I think that's probably not your speed today, huh?
Nah. What else you got?
Oh shit! I mean, we can go check the kitchen. We got some chamomile, maybe a little lavender.
I'll tell you what I need.
Okay.
Hey. I need my favorite cup of tea when it's early in the morning and I don't know what to think. Hey, I need my favorite cup of tea when it's early in the morning and I don't know what to think. Hey, I need my favorite cup of tea. So come and have a drink and kick it over drink, okay? Hey, I need my favorite cup of tea. So come and have a seat and we can kick it over drinks. Hey, I need my favorite cup of tea. She imported to the game like she came in overseas. We go way back on them days on the Reach TV. I tell them stay back, cause they never seen the TNT. We bout to blow like Khalifa at a show. I ain't talking about the weed when I say she got the dope. I'm just speaking as a host when I say she got the toast. If it was up to me, you would've been done had a show. I'm talking TV, so they can see T. I'm talking late night on NBC or CBS. I see no BS. Cause if they gon' do it, might as well give it to the best. But I ain't stressing if you telling me you ain't pressed. I just think that it's a flex to say that you up next. But these other boys, some runts, they just a munch. We eat them up for lunch. But if we was having brunch, hey, I need my favorite cup of tea when it's early in the morning and I don't know what to think. Hey, I need my favorite cup of tea. So come and have a seat and we can kick it over drinks. Hey, I need my favorite cup of tea. So come and have a seat and we can kick it over drinks. Hey, I need my favorite cup of tea. So come and have a seat and we can kick it over drinks. How is it going, ladies and gentlemen? Let me wipe off my face, because that took a lot out of me. How is it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of The Mix Table. I am your host, Tyrone McClendon. Across from me, I have my best friend, my producer, my co-host, my DJ, Mr. Young Seppi himself, Joseph Middledorf.
Hello. Thank you to all the beautiful people out there once again joining us on The Mix Table. I say this every episode, but we got a good one for you today.
Yes, sir. And as you heard by our... This is your new theme song now. You don't know it yet, but this is your new theme song.
No, seriously, I need that.
Right here in the middle, we have with us the greatest, the best to do it, Miss Teaacupp. You like that, though? You like that?
Oh, my God. I don't think nobody has ever, personally wrote a song for me, so I thank you.
It's no problem. It's no problem. But I had to because we were having a special guest here today, so I said we got to make this extra special for you. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited already. Let's go.
So I know I just gave you that wonderful introduction, but with your own words, let the people know who you are and what it is that you do.
Okay, so I'm Teaacupp. A lot of people like to call me the voice of the indies, but I call myself a community developer. So I pretty much help people build their brands. So whether that's in a physical space, a digital space, pretty much from artists to people that have a business, product owners, influencers, just anyone that's looking to grow.
Beautiful. Full transparency for our people watching. I'm drenched right now, but understand these take a lot out of me. So it's not like I'm working the muscles. So, but whatever. Just had to get that through because I know we started, my face was dry, and now I'm like, but I know these things. That's why I keep the paper towels nearby. But anyways, yes. So you are one of the people that I would say is like the exemplary example of the multi-hyphenate, Because I know you as Teaacupp, the host. That was my introduction to you. That's where we linked and worked and things like that. But I feel like that's a severe understatement to say that is just what you do. Like you are all over the spectrum, at least when it comes to the music industry and business and things like that. And I just wanted to, just off rip say, I respect your grind so much because you're always working, especially when I was out and I would just see you with the spill the tea and the microphone and all these things. So it's just really fun to have this sit down. and things like that. But one of the main things I wanted to do though is that I wanted to understand a little bit about your story. Like, how did you get to where you are today, and how did your interests fall into these things and become aligned like how they are now? So I guess just starting all the way from the beginning, tell me a little bit about where you're from, your humble beginnings, who was all in the household, mom, dad, all that type of stuff.
Okay. Where I'm from Ellenwood. I'm from the east side, so that's where my family's from.
You are our second Ellenwood guest this season.
For
We had
real?
Michael Aristotle on earlier.
My boy. We went to high school together. We went to
Wow.
like high school and middle school together. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yep. So, okay, that's where I'm from. I was raised by my mom, my uncle, and my grandmother. I grew up a tomboy. I grew up trying to trying to find myself, figure out what I'm really good at. Cause I used to try to do basketball. I used to try to rap. I used to try to dance, do whatever. And I just always felt like I was terrible at stuff.
Really?
Yes.
Why'd you feel that way?
I don't know. I'm just super I guess if you know me for real, I'm kind of like Dixie a little bit, and I'm like extra silly. So it's everything that I do, it just, I don't know. I just have a different, I guess my approach to things is very different. I don't know. It's just very me. People call me weird all the time. I've heard that, growing up my whole life or whatever. But I mean, I just started to embrace it. But I guess my journey began when I got to college or whatever. And then I'm like, wow, I may not be talented and know what I'm doing, but I know a whole bunch of talented people. You know what I'm saying? I know people that can rap. I know people that sell stuff, make stuff, all these things. But then it's okay, back then when you think of this is kind of before social media became what it is. And when you look at black people, it's okay, we're in the news for robbing somebody, blowing something up, a celebrity doing something crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's never just, how today you'll see people like Pinky, who has Slutty Vegan in the news, stuff like that. Okay, it wasn't like that back then. But I'm just okay, I want to highlight these people, you know what I'm saying, in a way where it's it's not just negative. So that's pretty much where my journey came from. I was doing radio in college. Doing radio in college. I was involved in organizations all from high school to college. I knew a lot of people. I was just always cool. And people respecting me for being myself. Cause I'm not I wasn't really no cliquey person. I wasn't no follower type person. But then I wasn't no type person that be oh, they lame, I can't hang with them. Or, oh, I'm trying to fit in with the popular kids. I was just always me.
There's a lot of overlap, I feel in our stories, because I too kind of felt like I was at a crossroads where I was kind of I knew what I liked to do and I knew what I wanted to do, but it didn't quite align with how I was seeing myself. But I did do the same thing. I took the stock of saying well, I went to performing arts high school. I know all of these talented people. Yep. I know all of these people doing these things. I'm
yep.
There's no way I can't at least get my foot in the door.
Right.
And that's literally how the show started.
Exactly.
Was just every person that we knew that did something, hey, come get on the show.
Right.
And you just kind of build that community, and all of a sudden, shit starts rolling.
Yeah.
So I am interested in one aspect of your upbringing, so to speak. Because I just find every kid believes they're the best at what they do at some point in time. And they're I'm going to do this and this, that, and this. So I want to dig a little deeper when you say you didn't think you were good at anything. What were some of the things that you enjoyed early on that you said rapping and things like that, but what were all the things that you tried out and you were I'm going to be this when I get older?
Okay, I actually used to perform, which is crazy because like I said, Michael Aristotle, we used to be in performing classes, the drama classes together.
Wow.
Nicolay too. Us three.
Friend of the show.
We would be in drama classes for acting and performing arts and stuff like that, which I felt I was so terrible at that. What else I used to try to do? I used to try to do so many things. I tried to be into cheerleading, but then I tried to be in basketball.
Do you felt like you compared yourself to a lot of people, to your peers at that time?
Definitely. and I was trash. I ain't gonna lie, I was trash. Like, I wasn't gonna be no basketball star, none of that. But then when I realized, I'm like, so many people trust me. So many people are like comfortable talking to me for whatever reason. So many people like my personality. And cause I'm just like, cause I don't be too, what's the word? When you feeling yourself too much.
Conceited.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, that's a word. And then like, yeah, it was just cool. So when I started doing my interview series, I started in college. I started at West Georgia. That's where I went to school at. And then it's like, okay, I was already a party promoter when I was at West Georgia. So I knew so many people that did different things. So it's just like when I started doing events here, my first series of events here were Juneteenth events. Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't even about nothing that I do now. It was like Juneteenth events, and I involved artists, and I involved like dancers, poets, speakers. It was just a whole bunch of creatives that did different things, and we would do them in like little parks and stuff. And then they started to grow, and
these are all at West Georgia.
So this is at West Georgia, but then we did this in Atlanta.
Okay.
Me and my business partner at the time, we did this in Atlanta. But I was doing like radio already at West Georgia, like interviewing people at West Georgia. But then when I started doing the events, it started tying together because I started doing events at Artisans Bar. I know you remember them, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I started doing like my nonprofit events there.
So, well, let's slow down. Let's slow down a little.
I'm sorry.
No, you're great. You're good. This is good. So, let's start with radio, because that's what came first. Okay. Right? Before the party planning, it was radio, right? Right. So, what led you to that? What made you say, I want to do radio? Because, I mean, there's a lot of things, people find themselves, I'm amongst all of these people who are, doing all these things, and I can make myself useful. Some people fall into photography. Some people go into more managerial things. But what led you to radio and interviewing?
What's crazy is I was in photography first before radio. But okay, I came to school a party promoter because like they named me Teaacupp, and then that's just like a name you won't forget. And then I started hanging with people. Shout out to Team Fly, who was doing parties at West Georgia, doing a whole bunch of big parties and stuff like that. And then on the internet, because I used to be with Urban 365 Radio when I was at West Georgia. So somebody on the internet.
What's that? What's the Urban? What'd you say?
Urban 365 Radio. So it was a radio based out in Carrollton, out by West Georgia. They found me on the internet because I used to promote parties so much, or like I would go viral for like joning. Like it was just like on Twitter back then. It would just be like random stuff. I would just be talking or just whatever. So they found me online, and then they asked me to start hosting a radio show. I called it Spill the Tea or whatever. I already knew how to like film and stuff like that, like film and edit and because I would take everybody's like grad pictures on campus at the time. So I just started doing interviews on the radio. Then I started recording them, and the radio station actually partnered with Battleground Mondays at the time. I don't know if you remember that. It was 1079. It was something that they did, like a showcase for artists. So I would be there networking and stuff like that. Okay, so from there, I ended up starting a nonprofit, right? So the nonprofit threw Juneteenth events. We threw different type of events. It's called Emoji Life. It's still going. They still do Juneteenth events and do stuff like that. So we were doing just a whole bunch of different events. I would include artists. So I went to Artists Bar and did my nonprofit event there. And they said, well, this is cool. They said, you bring out a lot of people. They said, but we want people to actually buy drinks and dance. We don't want them to sit and talk about community stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Well, and I was like, well, I don't really do parties like that. But I brought in 40. My business partner, his name is 48TL. I don't know if you've seen him. But definitely go follow him because he do a whole bunch of things for artists too. So I brought him in, and he more so kind of like was my introduction to Atlanta, because I had like my people from the east side and I had people from West Georgia, but he brought that tie into Atlanta, and he kind of positioned me as a person where like, all right, she has a platform type thing when he would do his show. So that's pretty much like how I began to grow. And then I eventually was like, all right, let me start doing my own shows. Let me start doing my own events.
Slow down.
Okay. okay.
Slow down. So we're still in college.
Okay. College.
So your radio, you came in party promoting.
Mm-hmm.
I guess one thing I want to understand, because you're doing a lot of things. Even early on, you're doing a lot. Mm-hmm. So what is your why? Like, why are you taking on all these tasks? Why are you trying to do, like, at that point, what was your why? Or let's even start, you can even start at high school if that's even why. But like, because, you know, you were doing all the theater classes. You were still doing photography. What was your why at that point?
So my why was always to help other people. Like, my degree in school was psychology.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I always wanted to community build like all over the world, like do Peace Corps and stuff like that, where you go and literally rebuild communities, teach people how to speak English, you know, teach people about health, or, you know, just resourceful things. I've always wanted to do that, but then I feel like God told me, you got to start at home first. Like, I still want to do that in life, but God was like, you got to start here with your people first. And it was very important because at the time, even when me and my partner at the time started our nonprofit, it was just a lot of like black on black crime, police brutality and stuff like that. And we're just like, okay, we could get together and we could turn up for 4th of July. We could turn up for whatever celebration, but we never turn up for something that's about us. So that's when we started doing the Juneteenth events. And it's kind of like we want to just build leaders. We want to build certain type of people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we want to get people to circulate money within ourselves, because it's like you can go to a Walmart or you can go to a lot of these, or even celebrities, people that's unreachable. You can give them all the support, but okay, your homie next to you, he do the same thing. Like, why not circulate money within us?
And as soon as you spend that money at a Walmart or any of these chain places, like, they don't live here, they don't live around. That dollar leaves the community immediately. Exactly. You give it to one of your friends, who gives it to one of their friends, who gives it to one of their friends. You keep the shit circulating, and I'm gonna stay off my soapbox.
No, but that's exactly my train of thought.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's real. But there's something interesting because, in anything, when you platform people, I get this question a lot. When I was doing photography, all these things, because I too like being a part of teams. I like trying to build the bigger picture type of thing, so to speak. But I get this question a lot, and I'm interested in your answer. You want to provide all of these things for other people, and you want to help other people. Some people would ask, well, why? Like, why do you want to help? Like, all those resources that you're putting into other people, you could just as easily pour into yourself, but you choose not to. Why?
But it is pouring into me. These are my people. These are the people that surround me. These are people that I care about. These are my friends. Like, a lot of the first people to perform on my stages were literally my friends. A lot of the first people to vend at my events, because we didn't charge for vending or none of that. Like, they were my friends, people that I knew personally that I could call, come over to their house and be like, hey, like, pull up type. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I wanted, that is for me. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be, I knew what type of lifestyle I wanted to live. Or let me say this, I saw early on that people were going to want to have freedom, and people are going to want to monetize their passions or their creativity. You know what I'm saying? So I saw that early on. And then I also saw that people are going to want to find their tribe. They're going to want to find that community. They're going to want to build that community. They're going to find more people like them. Single moms are going to want to be able to talk to other single moms, or people that are into a certain type of music. They're going to want to go to certain events or be around certain people that have this type of music. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty much like,
I like I said, there's a lot of parallels in our stories, because for me, when I was starting podcasting or just interviewing in general, I was like, I know so many people who are fire. Like, they make great music, they have a good personality, they have a story, they just don't have
a platform.
Yeah, they just don't have it. And I was like, what better thing to offer to my friends? Like, I can repost a song. Yeah, I can tell, I can do those free things to support my friends.
Or you can give them a 50-minute interview.
Exactly. And to me, that was my support. It was like, nah, one, I literally want to talk to you. I want to know your story. And I feel like your audience or you're not, your potential audience would love to hear these type of things. So I very much agree, or I could see what you're talking about, where like, nah, this is for me. Like, it ain't just an opportunist type of thing. I'm not looking like, oh, these people are hot, so I'm trying to, attach myself.
And even if you want to get cynical with it, like, helping other people succeed makes them want to help you when you need help trying to succeed. Like, just being that person that's around and is just known as somebody that makes things happen for people, they get an opportunity to make something happy for you. They don't hesitate to do it.
Right.
Of course I'm going to help T do this, because, like, she would do the same given the position. Like, it's just a good way to live.
Pay it forward.
Yep.
Type of deal. So talk to me about your very first event that you, what would I say, promoted?
Under like Spill the Tea or just in general?
In general. The first one you ever did, and then compare that to the most recent one you've done. What has changed? How have you elevated? What have you seen change in the party space? Talk to me.
So my first event was the Juneteenth event.
Right.
It was in like Washington Park. It was like really small. I mean, a lot of people came out, but it was like in a park and like some picnic type stuff. So, and it was very like, we planned it within a month, and it was like our first event. So yeah, I learned a lot as far as like events. And then like now, well, I haven't, probably by the time this comes up, I have an event with G Herbo and Kenny Mason. So you guys should come. Thursday, it's free.
Wow.
So,
sounds like something I want to be at.
That's right up our alley.
Yeah.
Yep, it's at the Tabernacle. So like just seeing so many people support, or even just the flow of how events go, is so much easier now. And it's like people just are familiar with like coming to my stuff and having fun. And it's like, oh, like you can go to an event, you know how you go to some people's events and you never see the person that throws it, like you can actually come and like hang with me and like talk to me and stuff. So I think that's what people like. And and just like promoting, I think I'm better at like promoting, like making creative content that's like appealing. So much is grown.
Now I'm interested, like, I remember, like, especially as like a young teenager, anytime I had to go talk to anybody to do anything, terrifying.
Right.
But if my friend needed me to go to talk to somebody for them, immediately all the confidence is there. Like, I can go in and Mr. Smooth, whatever, as long as I'm working. I can't do it for myself, but I knew, oh, my friend would benefit from me. Like, I could compartmentalize that and like get the anxiety out. Did you find something similar? Is that like, did that kind of play into your just like, because I don't know, I've always had a really hard time like kind of promoting my own stuff. I was like, why would I do that? But I'd see my friends do something, I'd be like, let's bring some attention to this. I had no problem acting an ass to make my friends look good. Did you feel anything kind of similar to that, or have you always been confident in what you're doing?
I'm fake shy, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a Gemini, so it's like we have so many different personalities, and then it's like, I guess how I grew up, it's like in certain comfort zones I can fully be myself, but then it's like when you first meet people or whatever, you know, you gotta fill it out, you know, stuff like that. But now, I mean, it's I fully know who I am, so I am way much more confident, and it's a choice. If I want to talk and be social, I'll be social. If I don't want to talk, then I won't talk and be social. You know what I'm saying? It's more so I'm comfortable, so it's a choice now.
So I want to talk about, he made me think of something, because, you know, promoting it, like marketing and things like that. And I see you are someone who's very big on, you know, marketing and things like that. Now, as far as applying that to yourself, you know, and stuff like that, when you first were putting your name out there, did you understand marketing, or did you have like a natural thing to it, so you didn't even really know what you were doing? Or was it something you had to learn and, you know, get better at?
I would say both. Like, I was a natural at talking to people because I had so many friends or so many people that I was cool with from high school all the way to West Georgia. Like, I've always been somebody that people just rock with naturally. So that's one thing. But I did have to learn marketing because the times have changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, with social media growing, because Instagram wasn't what it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I had to learn that. And then with me studying psychology psychology is the study of human behavior.
Right.
So with me studying psychology, I had to understand what makes people move, what makes people go, what makes people buy, what makes people gravitate.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So tell me this, because this is something I want your expert advice on this. Like, to people out there who feel like they have zero clue about marketing or how to properly market themselves, what's like the number one tip you would tell somebody if they just walked past you on the street and it was like, Teaacupp, I don't know anything about marketing, what do I do? What's one thing you tell somebody that it's a must-have if you want to succeed?
If they don't know anything about marketing, what should they do? You have to, I know this sounds so cliche and I hate saying it, but you have to be a brand. Like, you are a walking representation of what you do. You have to be knowledgeable of whatever it is that you're selling, because people are gonna ask so many questions, and it has to be presented and packaged right. Like, you don't want to have a product but then it looks poorly formatted on social media, or even when you are selling it in the physical.
So how would you describe your brand? What's the elevator pitch on Teaacupp? Like, one sentence, what is your brand?
Okay, so what does it say in my bio? Let me look. Let me look.
I mean, hey, if the right answer is there, I mean, why not?
That school teaches you not to look things up when you need to know the answer. And
I can tell you now, they actually don't teach that. Being in there, they're teaching kids now how to like find the answer.
you're allowed to use Google and shit now.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
I mean, I just
man.
wanted to say it. I feel like it was the best sentence that I have. So, Spill the TTV, where we develop and highlight indie brands. So that's on my company page. And then helping companies develop community both physically and digitally.
What about Teaacupp, the host? That's who I'm interested in. What was her brand? If you could put a brand to it, what would you say?
Teaacupp is just full of love and wants to see everybody smile and be happy, because like we're American people, so we already go through so much, like with life, bills, whatever. So it's just like when we come together, or at least if you see me, at least I'll make you smile. You know what I'm saying? At least I'll make you feel good.
So talk to me a little bit about how the hosting. I mean, I know there was radio, but like as far as, because we both host, but I would like to think we're apples and oranges. We do different kinds of hosting. So for your brand of hosting, because I would say you're more like live event host type of deal. What were some of the first times like getting into that?
Okay.
Well, how did you even get into it, first of all?
Because I threw events and
Well,
people
yeah,
just
I guess
wanted
that's
to
easy.
start booking me to host. Because for my events, I never hosted. Like I hire Lyric and Hermshock, Lyric the Nudist and Hermshock. They're my hosts for my events. And I don't host, but I guess people are like, oh, well, she can bring a crowd and she does interviews. So that's people have me host. But I only like hosting certain type of events. Like I don't, it's crazy because I wouldn't host like a concert or like a showcase or anything where you got to keep like drunk and high people engaged. Like I would host like I host like mostly pop-ups or like live interviews or stuff where people are like talking and having conversations, not where I have to like keep you up.
Because I found that what I do when I'm not doing this, I tutor math on the internet. And I've found that I really like working with college students because I am not fighting them to keep, like, they're coming to me because they're panicked. They got stuff. They're like, there is no fight to keep that. Where you work with younger kids, they don't want to be there. They don't want to do that. And it's exhausting and you don't get what you want out of the event.
Right.
Because the whole time you're just like, God damn, would y'all just pay attention? Like, please.
Right. Kids don't be wanting to sit still, all of that. College is like, oh my God, I'm about to fail. Da, 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 da.
But so I feel like there's kind of a similarity in that like hosting pop-ups, hosting like discussions, panels, like the audience is keyed in, but they're keyed in respectfully.
Right.
Like they're engaged, but they want the event to keep going.
Right. And then it's like, dang, you drunk and I gotta shake and I gotta really entertain you and you high and you probably not even paying attention.
Yeah, concert audiences are very hit or miss. They're either all in or they don't care at all.
Because I wanted you to like I was trying to put an event together while I was in town, and I was like, oh, I'll just get Tyrone to host it. And as soon as I brought that idea up, he was like, nah, no.
Yeah, no, that's a little bit. We're at 30 minutes, by the way.
Gotcha.
You can do it now. I'll wait. So, I guess, do you want to like pause the music too?
Yeah, we'll edit this out in post.
Okay. Anyway, well, another thing I was going to ask was, one thing that I saw that you got involved with that I thought was really interesting. You'll have to describe it to me because I don't really know what your position was, but you were working really closely with Young M.A., yes? Mm-hmm. Explain that relationship, how it even came about, and what exactly it is that you do.
Okay, so I'm her assistant.
Oh, wow.
I think have I said this? I don't think I probably said this on maybe one other podcast before. I really haven't. Nobody hasn't really asked too much.
Really?
But, yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things like when you know people who are like you don't want to be the friend who's like, yo, tell me everything. I want to know this. So you don't want to come off like that. So you're just like, I'm not going to ask anything.
I do that with our guests too. They come in and like, oh, I was in the studio with him, all these people. And I'm like, damn, that's cool. But I'm trying to just
trying to be cool.
Yeah,
I'm trying not to like, oh shit, I can't like.
Yeah, so I feel like that's probably why a lot of people haven't said anything about it. If I had to guess, but please explain.
Okay, shout out to Jared.
Shout out to Jared.
So I met him because he was managing Cam the Artisan. You know Cam the Artisan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I met Jared just on, the underground scene. I was throwing shows, things like that. We built a relationship because he was, I used to have Cam on my shows, work with Cam and stuff. And I was kind of venting to him one day, and I was just kind of like, I'm ready to leave my job, and I want to work in music full time, and yeah, Spill the Tea is going, but I want to like actually get like a certain type of like, because everything I've done has been me independently. Like I haven't done like, I did internships and things maybe like later in life, but you know how people do internships when they first like get started. I guess outside of Urban 365, I haven't done like an internship with like a major company or nothing like that before. So I'm like, I want to work with a company or I want to, do something else. And then like a couple weeks later, he's like, yeah, Young M.A.'s team is looking for an assistant. And I was applying to jobs right then because I was just so ready to leave my job. I was working for Verizon customer service and they pay pretty good, but it was just so overwhelming. Just people cursing at you all day and problems you can't fix. And it's like, oh, okay. So he basically was just like, yeah, Young M.A.'s looking for an assistant. And when I tell you I sent my resume in right then, like when I was applying for jobs at the time, I would send a resume in like a day or two later. No, I sent that in right then. And I just felt it in my spirit. You know what I'm saying? I just got that feeling. And then, 2 days later, management had hit me up. I was like, let's hop on a Zoom call. And I was like, oh. And then like a couple days later, they were like, yeah, well, Young M.A.'s gonna, because when I actually got on a call with management the first time, they were talking to me as if I'm going to be hired. He was like, yeah, you'll be doing this and you're gonna be doing this. And then he was like, oh wait, well we gotta look at some other candidates first, and then okay, so a couple days after that, him and Young M.A. we were all on the Zoom call. And she was like, yeah. And she was just talking to me like, she was like, oh, you must be from the hood. Like, she just said, I'm like, girl, what? Like, I knew she was cool, like, right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Working with her has been amazing. She's dope. She really is who she say she is.
So what goes into being in this? Because to the layman, we just assume,
coffee.
Yeah, go get my drinks. Go,
coffee, dry cleaning.
A runner, for lack of a better term.
I feel like that is what people think assistants are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So please set the table straight.
Okay, so I realized that people really don't respect assistants like that.
Nope.
I can understand why, but assistants sometimes step in for management. You see what I'm saying? Like they can act as management. And it all depends on what you need an assistant for. Because some people, I guess they do need an assistant to be a do person or something like that. But I guess, with her, I do things like take care of like flights, hotels,
more on the logistics end then.
Yeah, or bill certain things. I make sure her family's good, stuff like that. It's not like any running type thing because there's Instacart and Uber and there's stuff like that. But work with her has been amazing. She is really everything that she says she is, for real. And she's a really sweet person. You know, I like that she don't be in drama like that. You know, like how a lot of artists be in drama online or stuff. You know, she stay out the way, do her own thing.
I only ever see her name pop up on the internet when she's releasing something.
Right.
Little freestyles or as like the promo starts coming up, but she's not definitely in the, because the internet's kind of been eating itself right now, and I haven't seen her anywhere near it. And I don't know, when I think of just like people that can like rap, just rap, that's her. And she shows up and does what she's supposed to and gets the hell out.
What's your favorite song by her?
Spot.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, I just want to know.
I don't know.
It's okay. I ain't mean to put you on spot.
Yeah, shit. I would have come prepared.
Yeah, he didn't know that you worked. So this is.
I'm kind of fangirling a little bit. Shit.
Well, my favorite song of hers is. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay, Bad Bitch Anthem. That's my favorite song of hers. Y'all should go listen.
I'm a simple man. I like the ooh freestyle.
Yeah.
That's what, because I honestly saw the trend first. Like everybody was hopping on the beat, and I was like, well, who originally made the thing?
Right.
And I was like, okay, I see why we got here. So with working with her, you know, I'm sure you end up in a lot of crazy rooms and a lot of, you know, you're rubbing shoulders with a lot of people in the industry and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
In that, have you absorbed a lot, and then what have you taken from that, and are you now applying to your other facets in your life?
Okay. Well, for one, she's an independent artist. I don't know who knows that, but she is an independent artist. She has distribution, but she is fully independent. So since I work with independent artists, I can take the model of how she moves and help other artists recreate their own structure. Like, I understand how what it means to operate as an independent artist, where it's like everything is on you. You can move how you want. I don't know if y'all know that, but she's working on a reality show right now. So it's like, okay, she could say, hey, I don't want to do music right now. I want to do this. I know she had like the second phase of her tour coming up and stuff like that. So as an independent artist, she could say, hey, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Whereas an artist is, if you don't want to do that, but you're signed to a label, buddy, you gotta go. So
because the checks stop coming if you stop showing up.
Wow. So yeah,
she owns all her stuff. So
that's actually really dope to get that and then be able to relay that to your own people and be like, nah, this is how the big dogs are doing it.
And it's interesting. I'll pull the video up at the end of the episode, but I live in Portugal, and one of my friends that does music there has like started releasing music in Portuguese, and the first song that she put out was on one of her beats. And it's just interesting, like seeing, and I don't know, you get a little bit more flexibility to do that as an independent, like that. I don't know, you can just move a little bit differently, but I see that like she's bigger than like the immediate scene around her. Like she's got the power, she's got the juice essentially to get out in front of like an international audience. Like I see she does. She used to just be like on hip hop Twitter. I'd see her name come up, and in the last 3 years, I've seen like it's international now. But I'll pull
your international tour set up.
Yeah, I'll pull the video up for you though at the end, because it's just weird. Like I don't know, she does it a little bit differently, but like Portuguese as a language as a whole is like, it's real percussive, and you get like some, I don't know, you can find some different pockets in the beats, but she should come to Portugal. Okay. Get in her ear. She should come to Portugal. Because she's got fans out there.
Okay. He works with the consulate, so he's like part ambassador for Portugal. That's why he's very much. I'm lying.
Yeah.
He doesn't really. He doesn't really, but he does. He will try to. He walks around with a pamphlet and is like, you should come to Portugal. And whenever he can get that off, he will.
Yeah.
I'll talk to the team. Okay.
Because she's got fans out there.
So I'm interested to know. You know, like I said, Teaacupp. The example of the multi-hyphenate, but going towards the future, do you still want to be hands in all things, or do you want to like refine on one thing and be like, nah, I'm the best this? Do you want to be the best host, the best assistant, or do you see that, or do you still see more feet in everything?
I just see more of me having fun doing what I want to do, but I really do enjoy like the 3D animated content that I do. with the countdown and stuff.
Yes.
I really enjoy that because you don't have to see my face and I can recreate whoever I want to be. Because I can put myself anywhere. I can change my hair,
I'm actually glad you brought that up because I do want to talk about that. I feel like did you start that during COVID?
Yep.
Okay, perfect timing. So for those who don't know, Teaacupp has I don't know if you want to call her.
Her name is Sasha, so it's kind of like Cedar's World. It's inspired by Cedar's World on BET.
Okay, continue.
So yeah, and she started out doing like the countdown, like a top 10 video countdown when COVID started because we couldn't interview in the physical and stuff like that. She even goes in the streets and asks random questions and all that stuff. So.
Wow. So yeah. So is that a lot to get that done? Like. I don't know. I know zero about 3D animation.
Yeah, what's your like production timeline for getting one of those out?
So I guess it's a couple days because we already got my character built out. So all I have to do is do the audio and my videographer plugs it in. I guess like the rendering is like the longest part. Like him he has to find the hair and like smooth the background to match and stuff like that. But as far as me, my part is pretty simple.
Yeah. So I want to ask you this though, because it seems like, the way things are moving, way things are evolving. I'm going to say this on camera. So when you do this, you can know it came from here. But you could be like one of the first
metaverse.
Yeah. The first like metaverse like host. Like
that's the goal.
Well, you're on the right track. I think that's actually a genius idea because it's very like right now it's still very abstract, the whole idea of the meta, especially to people like over 30. They think it's like, what? Like, go ahead.
I'm interested to see what the internet version of the EGOT is going to be.
The Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Yeah, what the internet because I've like these different platforms.
It's going to be verified on all. I'm verified on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter.
But I don't know. I think a lot of people are there, but like, just as the like internet content truly gets legitimized, like, because I remember like Vine, all the different platforms have come up and like tried to do little conventions and like tried to move from the internet to real life. It's eventually gonna work. There's going to be award shows, and I'm just interested to see like what type of content that like gets legitimate. Like, I don't want to use legitimized, but like gets a true industry behind it, and they start doing these award shows. What is the internet EGOT going to be?
So yeah,
is that a goal for you if it becomes a reality?
I definitely want to be involved with that because that can separate my fictional character from me. I can have that digital boundary, so I want to be a part of all of that.
Yeah, and it sounds, without giving too much away, like what are some things that you want to do or have planned for the character? Because I mean, like you said, you can literally put her anywhere and do anything with it. So are there any things you have like thoughts now that you're working towards to do for it?
I want to do like more educational content, but with the character. So like more like of the same content that I do, but it's my character.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that'd be dope.
What subjects? If you're
like music or like building business, building community.
Okay, you would kill on that, honestly. Yeah. Having the 3D thing, and you're giving like, hey, these are some marketing tips. Like you need these type of things. Like, you're aware of a friend of the show, Kosh?
Yeah. I actually did an interview on his platform like a couple weeks ago too.
That is okay, but I know I saw you do an interview earlier. Shout out to Kosh. But yeah. So I could definitely see you having the whole. This is you come to Teaacupp to get the tips, the tips for the game. Another one, you got that idea from here. And we already have your theme song, so.
Yes, thank you.
This is working out excellently. So coming down here towards the end, there's one thing there's a question that me and Joe have been talking about just in general. And I want to know for you, going back in time again, as a child, who was, if you can name any, but who was at least one of your childhood heroes? Who was somebody you can think back to when you were a child, you were emotionally invested in them winning?
My grandma.
Talk to me about that. Why her?
My grandma's my everything. She's the reason I'm alive. She taught me everything I know. Everybody say I act like a grandma. I drive like a grandma. And I mean, she's really a part of like the woman who I am for real. Like, she raised me. I'm sweet, or I give so much love, or like my personality, all that's her.
I love it. Well, Joe, do you have anything else you want to ask?
I think we're at the end.
I think we're at the end. So, Teaacupp, here's what we're going to do. We're going to bookend this thing, okay? We came in hot with the rapping and everything like that. But now on this end, same deal. But I'm going to need your help. So, based on this conversation we just had, I need 3 words from you, or topics or themes.
And an artist.
Yeah, and then an artist. But so 3 words and topics that you've gained or that you feel like represents this conversation that we just had, and then a type beat.
Okay. Innovation.
Independence.
And I would say being self-aware.
Self-aware. So innovation, independence,
Self-aware.
Self-awareness.
It's a tough one, but we'll try.
Oh,
and then,
wow.
And then give me a type beat. Give me an artist.
Type beat. Future.
Oh God.
Sensational.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Innovation,
Independence. In conclusion.
Self-awareness.
self-awareness. Okay. Let's
Oh my
see.
God.
Okay. Here we go. Future Type Beat 2022 by Go Dummy Kyle.
Shout out Go Dummy Kyle. Let's see. I hope it's like a beat type of future. As you know, there's R&B future.
Yeah.
Let's see where this goes.
This sounds like Codeine Dreaming.
Yeah.
Future. Or
Let's see.
Codeine Crazy.
Go dummy, Kyle.
Yeah.
I was expecting a drop right
Yeah,
there. Okay.
something.
Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Skip.
Hold up there, Shannon.
I think something a little
yeah,
more,
yeah,
a little more upbeat, a little more up
Skip
tempo. Here we go.
Skip Bayless. Whoa, skip. But skip.
Oh my
Skip.
God.
Baby plug this beat, trim.
Okay. All right. It's definitely sounding like we're going somewhere different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Independence.
Innovation,
Self-awareness.
Okay. I'm finna switch it up. Innovation, because they know I'm the hottest in the nation. But I just keep it going, I just keep it flowing, cause they see that boy be fly like he chillin' in the Boeing. They know what I get in this. They calling me a menace, cause I got so independent. When I spend it, I get the money, bend it. No, I'm finna go and spend it. Let me go and bring it back as I come and attack. I just put it in the wall like it was an attack. But nah, I just go off the top. They know I'm finna serve it to them like I work at the shop. But nah, I'm just chilling there. All by myself, you could say that I'm self-aware. Do it on the top like I'm sitting on a chair. Take them round the wheel like we chilling at the fair. Easy. God. It took a lot.
Tyrone, I'm definitely gonna post. I'm gonna post your music. I know you sent me some stuff, but wow, I got you. I'm gonna post you.
I appreciate that.
I didn't know you had all this in you.
You know, I'm full of surprises, everyone. I'm full of surprises. It's just how it goes. Well, Teaacupp, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
No, I really do mean that, because like I said, I look at you as a peer, not just in age, but also in this community and this profession and this career and things like that. So I'm happy anytime I can, strengthen that bond. It's the TNT connection right here, man. We're bound to blow. So last thing is left for you. This is your camera. This would have been your camera, but this is your main camera. Just let the people know where they can find Teaacupp, where they can see any of Teacupp's work. If they want to reach out and they need advice, let the people know where they can find you.
Okay, so you can find me at Teaacupp on Instagram. So that's TEAACUPP_. Spill the Tea TV everywhere. That's 2 A's and T. And you can text me directly if you want to get an interview, you want shows, you want marketing, you want to figure out how to elevate your branding. how to monetize your brand, you can text me at 770-765-5422. Oh, this was such a cool podcast. But I already knew you was cool already, so we worked together.
It works out. Joe?
You know what's coming. It's my favorite time of the episode. In the description, you will find a playlist with every single beat that you heard today. Everything is from independent people, just like us here. Go spend some money. Go get some money circulating in the community. Support the art. Just support each other, please. God damn. All right, Tyrone, take us home.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Thank you, Joe, for doing what you do on the ones and twos. And thank you for Teaacupp for coming through and just giving us some of those great stories and insight. And of course, thank you all for listening, watching, however you could be here with us. We're just glad you're here. So tune in next time where I'm going to have somebody sitting in Teaacupp's seat and we're going to be mixing it up. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.